So they will take money, put it in escrow. This eliminates your need to pay monthly to all of the tax collectors, right? So oftentimes you'll see an escrow account, which includes funds in reserve to pay taxes as you go forward. So,
hey folks, Cameron Stewart here with eXp Realty out of Rome, New York, serving all your residential real estate needs in the Mohawk Valley. I'm joined today by Colin LaReaux from Goldbas LaReaux Attorneys at Law in downtown Utica. Colin, what's going on today?
morning, Cameron. I'm doing well. How are you?
I am hanging in there. Folks, today we're talking about escrow. What is escrow? What's in it? Why is it there? And how does it process out during closing? Okay, so Colin, tell us what escrow is.
Sure. So in short, escrow is an independent account where money is held, right? So before a closing, you can place money in escrow. So each party, the buyer and the seller, knows where those funds are. The seller is confident that the buyer has the money to close, and the buyer can place that money in there knowing that no one else is taking it and that it's safe. A lot of times you can use an attorney as your escrow agent. Escrow after closing is generally what we're thinking of with banks and financing, right? So you buy a home, for simple purposes, we'll say $100,000 home. You put 20% down. Well, you have $20,000 invested in it, but the bank has financed the rest. They have $80,000 invested in it. They want to protect their interest. They know you have to have insurance on it. They know you have to have taxes paid on it, right? So they will take money, put it in escrow. This eliminates your need to pay monthly to all of the tax collectors, right? So oftentimes you'll see an escrow account, which includes funds in reserve to pay taxes as you go forward. So if your lender requires you to have an escrow account, you're making one payment every month to your lender, and they're taking care of the rest, right? So an escrow account, one way we could look at it is it's PITI, you could call it. Principal, interest, tax, and insurance, right? So your principal on the home, the interest on the home, the taxes on the home, and the insurance on the home can all be placed in that single payment, right? And that's going to pay your principal and interest, that's the loan, and the taxes and insurance would be part of that escrow account. Now, some lenders will allow you to not have to advance the escrow, right? You can pay it yourself. For, in my opinion, why put it on you to have to track down when the taxes are due and make sure all that's taken care of? I don't mind an escrow account because the bank does the job for you. They make sure it's paid because they have an interest in the home too.
So is there a charge that the bank will charge the consumer for managing their money in an escrow account?
Any of those charges would be done at closing. As you go forward, you're not paying additional fees for them to manage your money. No. So yeah, you're going to have some lender fees associated with closing on a loan, but no, you're not paying the bank for the rest of your 30 years for them to make payments for you. So you're not losing money by doing it with an escrow account.
Okay. And then when a home closes, I'm assuming the seller is going to get back whatever money that they have in escrow. Is that correct?
That's correct. So your bank has taken money from you for all this time. They place it in their escrow account. Now you sold the place. They still have the funds, right? Now they're not going to release it on the day of closing because they have just found out when that closing is. But you'll generally get a check, maybe 30 days later, which is the balance of your escrow account. Occasionally, you actually can get checks at the end of a year if they overestimated how much money your taxes and insurance was going to be. Occasionally they underestimate and they'll ask you to fund a little bit more, but your escrow and your percentages can change slightly, but yeah, you'll get that back. So any funds that the bank has kept to pay your bills essentially will be refunded after you sell the place.
Awesome. I'm going to be honest with you, Colin. I know a lot more about escrow now just from this conversation. So I'm hoping it's doing some service to our listeners for sure. Colin, thanks for joining us. How does someone get a hold of you if they need to?
Sure. So Colin LaReaux with Goldbas LaReaux Attorneys at Law. We're at 185 Genesee Street, downtown Utica, on the 9th floor of the Adirondack Bank building. My email, colin@goldbaslaw.com, and my phone number, 315-724-2248.
Awesome, folks. I can be reached at 315-351-2765. That's my direct cell number. Shoot me a text, give me a call at your convenience anytime. I'm here for you. Colin, thanks for joining me. And folks, stay tuned. We're going to be doing some more videos with Colin talking about the closing process here in the Utica-Rome area from real estate attorney's perspective. We hope to speak to you guys soon. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Cameron.